Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're diving into some pretty big news for folks battling AML and MDS.
Yeah, these conditions.
The FDA just approved a brand new drug called Grafapex.
Right.
It's also known as treosulfan, and it's specifically for getting patients ready for stem cell transplants.
Yeah,
And we've got this really cool article from Onco Daily.
it is a great article.
It lays out all the details on the clinical trial behind it.
Yeah, and it really dives into why this is so important for patients. A stem cell transplant can be a really, really tough thing to go through.
Oh, absolutely.
So anything that can improve that process, even a little bit, is a big win for these patients.
So I think before we get too far into the Grafapex of it all, can we take a step back?
Of course.
For folks who might not be super familiar,
Yeah.
what exactly are AML and MDS?
Okay, so picture this. Your bone marrow is like this busy factory.
Okay, I like where this is going.
It's making all the different blood cells your body needs.
Right. Red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets, the whole shebang.
Exactly. But with AML, the factory starts pumping out these messed up white blood cells.
Oh no, what happens?
Well, they don't work right, and they start crowding out all the good cells.
So it's like the factory's making a bunch of duds
Yeah,
instead of, stuff, the good stuff.
Yeah.
exactly. Now, MDS is a little different.
Okay.
It's more like the whole production line in the factory is glitching.
Oh,
It's not making enough of the good stuff.
Oh, I see. So both of these, they can be really serious.
Oh, absolutely. They can be life-threatening.
And a stem cell transplant is often the best way to try and fix them.
It's often the best shot at a cure. Yeah.
Okay, so that brings us back to Grafapex. Right. So it helps get patients ready for that transplant.
Exactly. It's actually used together with another drug called fludarabine. And basically, before a patient can get healthy stem cells from a donor, you have to clear out their existing bone marrow.
Make room for the new stuff.
You got it. It's like prepping the soil before you plant a new garden.
I like that analogy. So this approval for Grafapex, it wasn't just based on, a good feeling.
Oh, no, definitely not.
There was some serious science behind it.
Right. This came out of a big phase 3 clinical trial called the MC-FLOOD-T.14L trial.
Catchy?
31 centers across Europe took part in it.
Wow. That's impressive. So what exactly were they looking at in this trial?
They focused on adults with AML or MDS who were considered high risk,
High risk meaning?
meaning they weren't likely to respond well to the standard treatment.
Gotcha. Okay.
And they split these patients into two groups.
Makes sense.
One group got Grafapex plus fludarabine,
Okay.
and the other got the standard treatment, which is busulfan plus fludarabine.
Head-to-head comparison. So what were they hoping to see?
The main thing they were looking at was event-free survival 2 years after the transplant.
Okay.
Well, Grafapex, when used with fludarabine,
Yeah.
showed what we call non-inferiority to that standard busulfan regimen.
Non-inferiority. That sounds kind of complicated.
It does, but it's not too bad.
Okay, good.
Basically, it means
Yeah.
Grafapex did at least as well as the standard treatment when it came to event-free survival.
So it was just as good.
At least as good.
At least as good.
Okay. But here's where it gets even more interesting.
Oh, tell me more.
There are some early signs that Grafapex might actually have some advantages over the standard treatment.
Oh,
Like it might be less toxic
Oh, wow.
and easier on the patient's body.
That would be huge. Especially for something as intense as a stem cell transplant.
It would be huge.
Fewer side effects, faster recovery.
Exactly. And a better quality of life during treatment.
That's got to be a game changer. Okay, but I do have to ask, even if it's gentler, we're still talking about chemo here, right? Were there any side effects in the trial?
Yeah, you're right. No drug is completely without side effects, especially with cancer treatment.
Right.
The most common ones they saw with Grafapex were things like muscle and bone pain, mouth sores, fever, that kind of thing.
Yeah, the usual suspects.
Nausea, vomiting.
Right.
The article also talks about some lab abnormalities they were watching for.
Okay, so it's not exactly a picnic,
No,
but for some patients, the benefits might outweigh those risks.
that's the hope, especially if those side effects are less severe or happen less often compared to the standard treatment.
Right, that's the key. Okay, so we've talked about the potential upside, but this article also mentions something called orphan drug designation for Grafapex.
Right. It's a special status the FDA gives to drugs
Okay.
that are developed to treat these rare diseases.
Like AML and MDS.
The exact.
So it's a way to encourage companies conditions that maybe don't get as much attention.
Exactly. Because they don't affect as many people.
Right? It's like a reward for tackling the tougher challenges. And ultimately, it benefits patients, for sure, because it means there's more research and development happening for these conditions that might otherwise fall through the cracks.
It's a win-win.
I like that.
Yeah.
So before we go too deep into the whole regulatory side, I want to bring it back to what really matters. The patients. If you were talking to someone who had just been diagnosed with AML or MDS and was potentially facing a stem cell transplant, what would be that key takeaway message about Grafapex?
That's a great question. I think the main takeaway is that it gives them another option.
In the toolbox, so to speak?
Yeah, exactly. It's not a cure-all. It gives them another path, another possibility. And in medicine, having more options is always a good thing.
That's a great point. Options mean hope. And speaking of hope, we'll be right back in a flash to continue this discussion and delve into some of those other paths and possibilities that Grafapex might open up. Stay tuned. We are back and ready to keep digging into Grafapex.
Yeah, it's exciting stuff.
What it might mean for stem cell transplants for AML and MDS.
Definitely.
And right before the break, you were talking about that key takeaway message.
Oh, right. Yeah.
For somebody who's just been diagnosed, right? And they're facing this whole transplant journey.
Yeah, I think the most important thing for them to know is that Grafapex gives them another option. It's a new tool in the fight, you know?
Right.
It's not a magic cure,
right?
But it's another option. And in medicine, options are always a good thing.
Absolutely. More options.
Yeah.
More possibilities. Right. And you were talking about it maybe being a gentler approach?
Yeah. The early data suggests that it might be less toxic, easier on the body.
Yeah.
Which could mean fewer complications, a smoother
recovery, and a better quality of life for patients during and after the transplant.
Exactly. It's not just about surviving treatment.
Right.
It's about thriving afterwards.
It is. So it's not just about this one drug.
No, it's bigger than that.
It's about potentially changing the whole landscape of stem cell transplants.
Right. Yeah. I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
It could potentially expand the pool of people who are eligible for transplant.
Well, that's interesting.
You know, the clinical trial focused on high-risk patients.
Right. Those were the folks who...
Yeah, the ones who wouldn't do well with the standard treatment.
Gotcha.
But if Grafapex is truly less toxic, it could open the door for patients who were previously considered too frail.
Or had too many complications.
Exactly. So it's not just about having this new drug.
Right.
It's about potentially changing who we think of as a good candidate for a transplant in the first place.
That's huge.
It is. And who knows what other advancements that could lead to.
Yeah, it's like a domino effect.
Right. If more people can get transplants,
yeah,
it could push research into, better
donor matching, better post-transplant care.
Exactly. It's all connected.
It is. So we're talking about extending lives here.
Yeah, potentially.
And not just lifespan, right, but health span.
Exactly. Giving people more years filled with good health and well-being.
Quality of life. That's what it's all about. Okay, but as always, we got to keep things real.
Always.
It's a new drug. We need more data.
Yes, definitely. We need that long-term data to really understand the full picture. And we also need to talk about practical things.
Like
cost and accessibility.
Right.
These new drugs often come with a big price tag.
Yeah.
And that can be a
huge problem, especially for patients. All right. Already dealing with the cost of a serious illness.
Absolutely. It's something that has to be part of the conversation.
Right.
Along with all the exciting science and innovation.
Yes, it's about making sure these breakthroughs actually reach the people who need them.
Right. Making sure everyone benefits. Hey, so we've talked about the potential benefits, the challenges, and that big picture ripple effect.
Right.
But let's bring it back down to the individual level for a second. Somebody's listening.
Yeah.
They might be facing this transplant. What questions should they be asking their doctor about Grafapex?
That's a great question, and it's the perfect lead-in to the final part of our deep dive.
All right, so we're back, and it's time for the nitty-gritty. Let's say you're facing a potential stem cell transplant for AML or MDS. What questions should you be asking your doctor about Grafapex?
Well, I think the first thing, the most important question is Grafapex right for you?
Okay, good question.
Because it's not a one-size-fits-all kind of thing.
Right, so how do you figure that out?
Your doctor's going to consider a lot of different factors. Your age, your overall health, the specific type of AML or MDS you have. Any other medications you're taking?
It's really personalized.
It is, very much so.
Okay, so once you know if Grafapex is even an option.
Right. Then it's all about weighing those benefits and risks.
Right, and we talked about the general side effects.
We did.
But a doctor can give you more specific info.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Based on your own medical history. And, even though it's a new drug, doctors have a lot of experience with similar treatments. So they can use that to help you understand what to expect.
What to expect, yeah.
Okay. And then another important thing to talk about is how Grafapex compares to other treatments.
Right, other conditioning regimens.
Exactly. What are the pluses and minuses of each one?
Okay.
Are there specific things that make one better or worse for you?
Right.
Given your situation.
It's about having all the info.
It is.
So you can make the best decision.
Exactly. And not just about the treatment itself, but how it might affect your life.
Exactly. So what about the whole treatment process?
Oh, yeah. That's a big one. Ask about the practical stuff. How long will it take? What kind of monitoring will you need? What are the possible side effects in the short term and the long term?
So you know what to expect.
Yeah, the more you know, the better prepared you'll be both physically and mentally.
Exactly. And I bet there's a lot of support out there too.
Oh, absolutely. Don't be afraid to ask about support groups, counseling, financial help.
Right.
Anything that can make this whole process a little easier.
Because you're not alone in this.
You are definitely not alone.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of the medical stuff. We have, but this is a lot to deal with emotionally.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
A cancer diagnosis and a transplant on
top of that.
It can be really overwhelming.
So it's important to address that side of things too.
For sure. Talk to your doctor about your fears, your anxieties. They can connect you with mental health professionals who can help.
That's so important. And at the end of the day, you're not just a patient.
No.
You're a person.
A whole person, yes.
With a life outside of all this.
Exactly. And it's so important to hold on to that.
Right.
Your sense of self, your hobbies, your connections with loved ones.
Yeah. Those things are important. Well, we've covered so much today.
Yeah.
The science behind Grafapex, what it could mean for AML and MDS.
Yeah.
This FDA approval is definitely a step forward.
It is a sign of progress.
A reason for hope.
But real power is in your hands.
Yes, absolutely.
Asking questions, advocating for yourself, finding the best care possible.
Knowledge is power.
It is. And you're not alone in this.
No, there are so many people working towards the same goal.
Researchers, doctors, other patients.
Yeah, all fighting for a future where AML and MDS are no longer a threat.
That's what it's all about. Well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time, stay curious, stay informed,